Hi, my name is Brady Christensen, and today I'll be talking about one of the experiences that I have had with Clegg Auto. They are in the car auto mechanics service industry. And so the four service gaps that I'd like to cover is the customer gap, the listening gap, the service design and standards gap, and then obviously the communication gap. And so just to tell you a little bit about this story, how it was. And so me personally, I feel like every time I go to a auto mechanic shop or just anywhere in that type of industry, I feel like there's generally kind of a stigma that they're there to scam you, overcharge you, and kind of take advantage of you if you can. I've actually personally felt that when I had my wife go and get an oil change and it cost her like $175 to do it. I know that they kind of took advantage of her because she didn't know a whole lot of what she was doing. And so, just kind of leading into that stigma, I went into Clegg Auto and for a basic oil change in the car. And so, I obviously went there and they were super awesome right from the start. They sat down, they got me a Mountain Dew as I was sitting there waiting. They went over the prices and everything. They obviously gave me their best recommendations of what oil and kind of the basics there. Didn't like pressure me into buying anything extra or doing any of the add-ons. And then took my car back there. They went to work on it, came back, got it done super quick, probably about 20 minutes in and out from me sitting there. And then when they came back, they actually mentioned, hey, we found a couple issues with the car. If you want to come back and take a look at it, I'm like, sure. I'd love to see it happen. So I went back there, and it turns out one of the plugs on my battery had fallen out, and so it was leaking this battery fluid. And they had gone and replaced that plug completely free of charge. Said, hey, we just wanted to let you know we replaced this, got it covered for you. If you have any questions, just give us a call. And I was beyond impressed with it. And so, just to rate my satisfaction with them, I gave it a 10 out of 10. That experience, I'd actually taken my wife's car there to get it done. And then the very next day, I brought my own car to get my oil change from them as well. And since then, I've only used them. And it's just because I feel like usually those places try and kind of get every last penny out of you for as little bit work they can. And these guys have just gone above and beyond every single time that I've gone. And I think that just made me feel that way. So they were just super, upbeat, personal with me. Even though I'm not like a huge car guy, they obviously like took me back to the shop and explained everything. And mainly the only thing they could have done to, increase my satisfaction was probably just to give me a free add-on, but I know that that's kind of a lot to ask. And so just to go over the gaps model, so the customer gap, and so my expectations were actually a little bit lower than what I expected. And with them coming in and giving a higher expectation, it really just won my business over. On the listening gap, I felt like I was totally understood by what they were saying. And again, I feel like they almost went above and beyond by, hearing, okay, this is what I needed, and then saying, okay, what else can we do to serve this guy? And so again, my expectations were a little bit lower. On the service design and standards gap, I was super impressed on how their employees were treating every single person that walked in that door. As I was sitting there waiting during those minutes, I heard other people come in, and it was the same. They were taking care of other people the same as they were for me. And so overall, that was an awesome experience. It made me obviously want to stay there longer. And then the communication gap. So I really love that they actually took me back into the shop to look at the car while it was still getting worked on and show me some of the things that they needed to get done. Overall, I was super impressed with this experience. I would recommend that everybody goes there. I have recommended them in the past when people mention they need something like that. So overall, super happy with my service experience with Clegg Auto.